Hey guys, what's going on? How's it going? This is Dice Squad. My name is Marshall Dice, known as Adam Campbell.
And I am General Dice, also known as Todd Evangelista.
And this is the only show that every captured princess enjoys. Hey guys, Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas to you guys. Oh, wait a minute, General. It looks like we have someone new here on the show.
Yes, we do.
Straight from the front lines of the Elite Four, we scour the globe for this person right here. This is our master of all creatures and things related to Pokemon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Pokédice.
Better known as Jadis Matthew.
What's going on?
Not much, not much.
Not much.
Battling Elite Four is a hard thing to do sometimes. But you got Charizard, so it's alright.
And how can you not? That's true.
Exactly.
That's very true.
Exactly.
Well, General, we have quite the game for our friends and our audience this year. Starting things off 2015 with one of our favorites. Actually, this is one I found at Origins Game Fair last year. In our last podcast, Origins Game Fair podcast, I talked about this game. But we now have finally had the time to talk about this one, and this one is quite a lot of fun. This is Boss Monster.
Boss Monster. Yes, and that is a term that comes from video gaming.
That is correct. This actually is based on the classic 16-bit and 18-bit video games. It actually was created by Brotherwise Games, which was Chris and Johnny O'Neill. And actually, this game actually was a Kickstarter game that got funded and made into a game.
And I believe by the time we saw it at Origins, it was already in production and had been sent to the Kickstarter people, but had not been available at the retail level.
Correct, very correct. And actually, funny story is I actually got to meet the developer of this game, and he actually was able to sign the copy of Boss Monster I bought. It says to Marshall Dice, and it's Johnny O'Neill on there. And I was also able to pick up the expansion as well, Tools of the Hero Kind, which is a nice little tidbit, little boost up to the game.
That's
we'll
right.
get to
that was out then. There are now 2 expansions.
There is one currently in production.
And a third expansion. There's a third expansion.
Well, actually, they're also working on Boss Monster 2 right now.
And Boss Monster 2.
They are.
Good. Very nice for a game that came out of nowhere. And I know it sells very well at the store. Recess Games, if you happen to be in North Olmsted.
Yes. It just released almost last year, and already it's won numerous awards, and it's just it's climbed the chart, and I love it. He loves it. We all love it. So let's talk about it, shall we? Well, Pokédice, why don't you tell us how this game works? Because I've explained games, and the General over there has explained games, but let's get you in the mix here.
I'll take it. So, basically, what you do is mix all the boss monsters up, which are all in order here. Mix them up, shuffle them out. You pick one. Say you pick this one, for instance. Your friends pick another one. It'll explain that it's
I'll pick one.
Monster room. It's the final boss. It explains the XP that the boss monster has, and it also explains the treasure icon that it would carry with it. This one seems to be a
book,
but it's probably a spell book, and it's going to be attracted. Heroes are going to be attracted to that.
So you were saying heroes that are...
I'm Draculord. Who'd you get?
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got Gorgonia, the Queen of Medusas, and she's got a money icon, and she's 500 XP.
And as Draculord, I have an artifact icon, which means I'll attract clerics to my dungeon.
And I'll attract thieves with my money bag, and you'll attract...
the mages that will want the books.
And there's also something here that says level up. When does that happen?
That happens after you build 5 rooms as your turns go on. And that happens immediately after you build your 5th room.
And then it goes away, you never get it again.
You don't get it again. It happens once, and that's for the game. And they all say different things. This one, for instance, just says you may search the town or the hero deck and choose one hero and put it in front of your dungeon.
And it goes with your character. She seduces the hero away.
I guess she would.
And mine says, suck a card out of the opponent's hand, because I'm a Dracula.
Yep. And mine is choose a hero in town, immediately kill that hero and place it face down your scorekeeping area. Because I Turn them to stone.
Turn them to stone. Good for you.
So, how does a turn order start? Or how does...
The turn order, as you said, it'll start with you randomly draw. You look at the card, you place it down. It shows the XP of the character. Mine's 600 XP.
I have 900.
I have 500.
Alright, so he has the most XP, so
he
would go first. He would put his down, so we would all go in order then. So then we would pick,
Or you would...
we would deal the cards, which would be one.
And this is the room deck first.
So it's 5 rooms.
So we get 5 of them. Great.
And
we get to look at them.
And you get 2 spell cards.
And we get to look at these too.
And you pick 2 cards that you want to discard out of your hand.
Oh, this is way better than the last one.
I picked those cards by the picture.
I pick them for strategy, because
This picture stinks.
Pokemon is a strategy, so that's how I play. How about you?
I pick for strategy as well. I don't just pick for pictures. General.
But
picture stinks.
the pictures are awesome.
That they
they do.
herald back the old days of RPGs and all. Yeah, it's great. 8-bit style.
The greatest RPGs.
So once you take 2 of the cards that you want to discard, you put them in the discard pile.
Right?
And you make
face
sure you
down, face down.
Face down, correct.
Face down, always. We're just gonna get rid of these real quick. Yes. All right. So everyone's got 5 cards. All right then. All right. So then the turn goes. Heroes come out, and heroes can be one of 2 different types of heroes. You want to explain?
Sure.
Alright.
So, you have normal heroes, which are the first to come out, and then after your hero deck dissipates, then the epic heroes come out, and they're 10 times as harder. And if you notice, on every hero card, there are multiple different icons. See, each hero is, when it comes to town, it's drawn to different types of treasure. Like clerics are drawn to relics. Mages are drawn to books. Thieves are drawn to money bags. And fighters are drawn to weapons. And they'll each be displayed on the upper corner. Now, every time that a hero comes to your dungeon, it's got a certain number of health points and a certain number of damage it can inflict on a villain. So this right here, I have a thief. He has 8 hearts. So I need to build a dungeon that can dissipate his health and take out the 8 hearts. But if I don't, I take a wound. Now, if you get 5 wounds, it's done and it's game over. And for any video game fans out there, we know game over means it's all over. But if you are able to defeat the hero, it turns into a soul gem. If you collect 10 soul gems, you win the game. And then you get to tell all the other people that my dungeon's better than your dungeon.
Well, yes. Can I ask that? I thought that would be relatively easy when I started playing to get 10 soul gems, but it was incredibly difficult. The way things went, it seemed like the heroes really could get through, especially in the early days, because you only have one room. Maybe you do 1 damage, maybe you do 2 damage, but most of the heroes have 4 hit points. So they come through, they steal your loot, but you still have your dungeon there, and then you put it under and it shows 1 wound on your character. The way I think that I played it was I just tried to keep the heroes going at you guys. And
well, there are multiple ways you can play this game. Like you play because the pictures look nice. We play for strategy. Because remember, you're trying to attract heroes to come to your dungeon. So it all changes the outcome, because in the game, if there is a tie between different villains, like let's say I have 2 relic items and you have 2 relic items, those heroes stay in town. because
Right.
because we're at a tie. But if one of us breaks that tie, those heroes go to your dungeon, and that can actually stack up. Because if multiple clerics are in town and they come to your dungeon, you're screwed.
And actually, James was winning the last game, and then all of a sudden he had 4 clerics come to his town,
Yep.
and they
wiped me
Eric
out.
helped. I mean, Adam helped them slaughter you, but
Yes.
Eric?
Eric is our comrade dice friend. But yes, I think he would like this game. In any case,
But not only that, to help you increase your rooms or help you out in the game, you're also given a spell deck. And as James dealt out his cards, you also get two spell cards at the beginning of your hand. Now you can discard those if you want to, but in a traditional sense, you want to keep those because you're not going to get many of these spell cards.
yeah, they're very hard to come by, and they can do a lot of damage and help you kill a hero, even though you only have 1 room.
Now, just to point out there, General, is that normally sometimes that the spell cards have different icons in the bottom here. Some of them have an axe and some of them have a hammer. Those can only be built on your build phase and your attack phase sometimes. Well, let's say I have freeze here. I can build this on a build phase or an attack phase to an opponent's dungeon because of the different icons.
And we're going to get to those phases right now because we've gone through the hero phase where we get to see the heroes. Now, James, go ahead and tell us about the build phase.
All right, so the build phase, there's 2 different types of basic room cards. You have the monster room and you have a trap room, and they both are very similar. Obviously both of them have hit points, which will hurt the heroes. And they have treasure icons, which this one just so happens to have 2 weapons. So if a hero in town that that was drawn has a fighter icon, and these 2 guys don't have a fighter, and I play this, that fighter will want to come and try to steal the treasure in my dungeon. Then the trap room, they all have sayings. This trap room, if you play the next room in your dungeon is a trap room +2. Which will mean if I play this here, it doesn't do anything. But if I have another trap room to place, it'll add +2 to that trap room.
And that's because the hero is going to walk from right to left through your dungeon. So as you play your dungeon and you get your cards out there, the hero's going to come through, takes 1 damage, takes another damage, takes 2 damage. Hopefully that hero only has 4 hit points and you kill him, but if he has 6, he's going to come and hit you.
Yes. And if you say we build a trap room, your turn's done, you let the heroes go through. Your next turn, there's 2 other cards, and they're advanced rooms. There's an advanced monster room and a trap room. They have the hit points, and they both have icons to go with them, treasure icons. And they both say different things. This one's the All-Seeing Eye. It says, once per turn, your opponent plays a spell card. You may discard a spell card to cancel its effects. So if Adam here were to play a freeze card on me, I would be able to discard my spell card, whatever one, and it would stop the effect of that, and my dungeon would be unfreezed.
Now, Dice, you can only play that though on a existing trap room, correct?
Yes, you can't play, if you have a monster room out there, you can't play this on a monster room. So...
And one of the things we found was it was a little difficult to tell which were the advanced rooms and which were the regular rooms. The difference is the icon's background in the regular room is white. The advanced room is going to be gold.
Yes. And with the advanced room, you can build on top of another trap room or a monster room, but you can't build anything else on top of that. Now, if you have a trap room in your dungeon, and say it's your turn, we would, and you want to build on top of that, you can. You could build another trap room on top. But if you build a advanced trap room on it, you can't build any more. But building on top of rooms will actually help sometimes because there are destroy room cards, and it'll take an effect, like Boulder Ramp, which is +5, and you get 6 damage to that, so you have an easier chance to kill a hero.
And the best dungeons are the ones that the cards work together.
Yes. Yes, you know, it's strategize. You know, you could go for, if you just want all fighters, you could go for that. You know, me and Adam mix it up. We like to try to get as many heroes as we can, and we try to slaughter them. But sometimes they get through and they slaughter us.
Or maybe you do the passive approach like General did in our last game.
Exactly.
And have all the other villains get all the heroes and they die. And then you're the victor.
Well, Goblin Armory has these cool goblins, and
yeah, it was a fun picture.
It's a fun picture.
So, but the other thing we need to say is that if you play a card on top of another card, that's still one room. If you're going to level up, you need to have literally 5 cards straight out. And that was tough to do because some of the cards in your hand are going to be advanced ones, so you're going to have to play them on top. And I think on the last turn I leveled up. On the turn before that, Adam leveled up.
Yep.
So that is the build phase. Also, some of the spells can help you build. So if I get a motivation one, I can maybe build another room on top of another thing, or add another room in front.
Or you could use like some of the spell cards, like if let's say James
they destroy one of your rooms,
or they inflict damage, or they freeze a trap or a room. To have the heroes go through the dungeon.
Well, to go on top of that, you know what, you got Cave In, which is destroy a dungeon room and it kills a hero. You know what, so if I have a room card out there and, you know, I'd say a hero with 6 comes in, I can't defeat that hero. So I would drop that down on my, you know, my attack phase, and I would destroy that, and the hero would die.
And that's, you know, it's an attack phase because it's an axe.
Yes.
And it's an axe, and it's facing this way. The hammer faces this way, tells you that the build phase is before the attack phase.
Yes.
Correct.
And and the freeze card, obviously you can do it at any time.
Either or, because they're back to back.
Yes.
Then what's the next phase? After we determine if you've taken damage, if you've killed a hero, gotten a soul card.
Well,
what's the next?
This phase right now, it would be, we would draw heroes. So 3 heroes.
Because there's 3 of us.
Well, first you get a room card, don't you?
Not on this turn, because we have 5 cards.
Okay.
So we get 3 heroes to come out, and we have 2 mages and 1 fighter.
And this is the hero phase.
And they're also awesome pictures, awesome designs, based on your favorite characters. So now this is the hero phase. They you know, they're ready in town. They want to come find us now. So now we build.
Okay, and we put a face down where we're going to build.
Yes.
Well, pretty much right now we have to build right next to our Lord.
Yep.
Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, flip.
1, 2, 3.
And we all flip at the same time.
You're first.
And then I would be first.
What do you got, General?
I have a book and a relic.
Well, what's the name? What's the name of the room?
Oh, this is the Witch's Kitchen. Once per turn, you may discard a monster room card to draw a spell card.
Witch's
I like
Kitchen.
that one because I do like the spell cards, and it's very hard to get them. So, having a room that allows me to get them is good.
Yes. Well, I have the Neanderthal cave, and that is, I can't build any advanced room on top of it. So I can't build a gold icon room on top of that card. I can build extra. There was some confusion in other podcast videos and playthroughs that you're not allowed to build anything advanced this way. No, you just can't build on top of it. And mine has a 3, so hopefully that'll help me in my dungeon, and it's got a fighter icon.
And I built Jackpot Stash because I like money.
And that will attract thieves.
Correct.
All right.
I'm gonna get robbed blindly.
So now it's the heroes are in town, and now they smell our dungeons and they want our treasures.
Because we stink.
I've got 1 book. You've got 1 book.
I got 3 money bags.
He has 3 money bags. So
I'm
now
Scrooge McDuck.
We tied.
these stay in town. They say, well, you know what? We don't know which dungeon to go to.
There's no cleric to come to my Draculord.
No.
But we do have a fighter who has a weapon.
We have a fighter out there, and he has a 6, and he can deal 1 damage if I don't kill him. Well, I have a 3. I can look in my hand, And like I talked before, I have Cave In. And I can play that on here. Which will, this fighter comes in there and now it caved in. So
But wait, I could help this fighter by adding +3 to him.
But-
Does that stop it?
But this...
A giant, even if you power him up, a giant boulder smacking you in the head's gonna.
still kills it. And he loses that card because now he played it.
Aw, goodbye, assassin.
So now I get the 1 soul and I flip it over for my turn. And I discard both cards.
Now, not so fast there, Pokey Dice.
Oh,
Yeah. Watch this. I'm going to play a spell card too. I'm going to play Zombie Attack. And I'm going to choose a dead hero, and he's going to come back as a zombie. But he's going to gain +2.
so now he's an 8. So now I have no rooms, so it's an instant hit. So I take the 1 hit point that he was going to hit.
Because as you know, zombies aren't attracted to women.
They aren't.
Oh.
Even ones that are on broomsticks.
Even smart girls who
All
have
right.
big brains.
So now there's no more heroes to go through any
So
dungeons.
then we draw.
So now
So
we draw.
Now this is the draw phase.
So give you a card, I take a card, and more heroes come.
No, our heroes come to town to fight.
3
now
heroes.
there's 3 heroes because
So
there are
we
3
got-
of us.
Kalish Nine Fingers.
And
Oh,
these
nice.
2 from before still stay in play.
We got Sir Dingby Apple, Ace Detective.
Oh,
And we got
thief.
Joman Chim. He's a cut purse.
Oh, those thieves are going to go after you.
So now we got
There, Adam.
some thieves out there,
But
we got
not-
some
but-
more
but-
mages.
Not so fast though, because you guys may have some money bags to cripple my dungeon.
Mm-hmm. We will see. All right, we'll do one more turn and then we'll see how, and then we'll do our thoughts.
New York
So,
is everything
I'm
they
ready.
say, and no place that I'd rather be. Where else can you do a 500,000 things,
All right, ready? 1,
all in a
2,
quarter to 3? When they play their music, ooh, that modern music, they knock it with a lot of style, but it's still that same old
this is Gas
backbeat rhythm.
Hallway. And since the other room that's next to it is not a trap room, it doesn't. My +2 is not going to come into effect. However, later I might get something that'll allow me to rearrange rooms.
All right, what do you got?
Spectre Sanctum. When you play this card, or build it, choose an opponent and have them randomly discard 1 card. So I'm going to choose the general. If he has any spell cards in
Oh,
his
I have
hand.
to do the spell card?
Yes, and
Oh.
you know what? I'm gonna take this one, and that was Zombie Attack. So now
Yeah.
he can't bring anything back. He
My
discards
plan
that.
my
and
plan was upset.
and mine has a 2 and a relic, which we don't have anything, so they won't come to my dungeon.
Now I have a Dragon Hatchery. It's a monster room. It has 0 attack power, but contains all 4 treasure types. So this is gonna equal the balance on my other opponents here.
And actually, just to go on that card, the last few times that we've played this game, you have won with that card.
Well, because the way I play is I try to get a massive amount of treasure of one different type, and then try to maybe balance it out by using that to cripple other people's dungeons.
Okay, so we're going to tie on mages again. They're not going to go anywhere.
Nowhere.
The thieves, though, are both going to go for Adam.
Yep.
Yep.
So now he's in trouble a little bit because he has one guy I think you can kill, Adam, the 4-pointer, but that 6-pointer is going to be tough.
You mean 8?
8? Oh, he's 8-point? Okay, yeah. It's
Looks
gonna
like
be
you have
tough.
to go back to school, General.
Well, or at least get my eyes
And I'm
checked.
not going to be nice because Adam was not nice to me. And I'm going to play the freeze card, which freezes the dungeon that he had a 1 on. So now,
Terrible.
now those 2 are going to come through and ransack all his treasure unless he has something to help him as a spell card, maybe like a counterattack that would take rid of mine.
So nice to have you on the team.
No problem, buddy.
So I'm going to take those 2 wounds. So that puts me at a disadvantage. So turn's done. So I'm going to defrost the room.
And we pull a card.
And we pull cards.
And
So,
then it's rinse, wash, repeat.
yep.
All right.
Now, all right, so I am the least acquainted with this game, so let me start with my thoughts. I really like it. I think it's a great game. I love that your tableau looks like a real dungeon. The guys come through. I think there's a lot of strategy to it, but you got to play it a few times too. And the more you can get your cards to combo, the better off you're going to be.
Oh yeah.
How about you there, sir?
Well, I first played it, Adam introduced me to it, and I thought it was an okay game at first, and then we played it probably about 35 more times.
That's what I said. You got to play it often.
And I fell in love with it because of the pictures, and it reminds me of the older games. You know, at the growing up with them, and yeah, they're based on games, so you're not going to see your favorite characters out there. But these will be grow on
the
you
video
games, favorite
the
characters.
video games from Nintendo.
Funny you should mention that is that some of the characters actually do kind of look like.
They do.
They do.
Yeah. This guy looks like a Nintendo guy, doesn't he?
Yes.
Well, that looks kind of. Actually, that reminds me of Wart from Super Mario Brothers 2. Mm-hmm. And that reminds me of Mother Brain from Metroid.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And they do depict, your favorite character.
You get a little nostalgia.
Like this fighter here, Bowden the Pantless reminds me of Ghosts and Goblins.
Now, you're the most familiar with this, Adam, would you say? Or would you say our expert is more familiar?
Is that I first got, as I said earlier, I first got this game at Origins. And actually, I was able to get the free promo card at the convention of Bomb Bomb Factory, and John O'Neill signed it.
Great.
Nice.
And I like this game because it was the talk of the whole convention. Everywhere I went, people were telling me about this game.
Unless they were telling you about Star Realms or Splendor.
Well,
my favorite games.
That too.
Those are good.
And he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. He said, "You buy this game, I'll throw in the expansion pack." And I'm like, sold. And if you look at the expansion pack, because the box art actually looks like an original Nintendo game.
It does.
And the expansion looks like a Game Boy game.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence?
I think so.
Not.
So all in all,
a great game. So you're new to this, but as always, General, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, what would you rate this game?
Definitely a 7.5. I'd probably rate it an 8. After a little, like you said, play it 35 times. And I was originally not going to buy it because it was like a video game. I prefer board games to video games. But if you're more into board games, don't have a lot of experience with video games, don't let that throw you. Very good game, very nice mechanics to the mechanisms to the game.
Well, it harkens back to the old school days of RPGs and stuff like that.
All right, sir, what's your
Pokey
rating?
Dice.
Yeah.
I would say I would give it a 9 just because I'm more of a video game based player. I've played all the original Nintendo stuff, and it, like I said before, it reminds me of them.
Yeah.
And I think even a beginner can play this. It takes a few times to play through. General he played it only once, and he won.
He's a quick learner when it comes to board games.
I have sneaky tricks.
It takes at first it's gonna throw you off because there's so many different things going on, but all in all, it's a great game. It's a good starter game. If someone's getting into either card games or board games, mix it up, have fun with it.
And if people have played Magic or things along those lines, they're going to pick it up right away. How about you, Marshall? What do you say?
Well, I would also say my thing would be 8.59, 9.59 out of 10. I like this game. I've introduced it to both the General and Pokey Dice here. And it's fun, it's competitive, it's all in all a great game. Just sit around. If you don't want to dust off your NES or your Nintendo 64, and you just want to sit and play a nice junior RPG, this is perfect.
And also one of the things that you do get to do, maybe you don't get in a video game, is to stab your friends in the back. Which is good. That's a good part of this game.
That's true. That's true.
And I like to do that.
That's true. That is also true.
It's better than fighting the Elite Four.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Well, as always, General, what do we got next time?
Well, we're hoping soon to go to our New
Well,
favorite convention.
That's true. That's true.
Groundhog's Day convention.
That's true. But hopefully we'll have enough time to get a podcast in before that.
We're hoping to do maybe Sushi Go.
Sushi Go.
Bang the Dice game. There's a lot of games.
Or my favorite, because I'm new to the team now.
Okay, what is your favorite?
Pokemon Master Trainer.
Pokemon Master Trainer.
It's one of the best Pokemon games that I've ever played. And it invites all your friends, and you can still stab them in the back.
Huh.
Well, that sounds like lots of
that
fun.
sounds like a game that came out in the 90s.
It did. When I was probably
Okay.
about this tall.
I guess you could say you have to catch them all.
You do.
You could say that,
You have
Gary.
to catch them all. This is
Well-
my friend Gary.
Well, as always, with every great video game, it comes to an end, and so does our show. But from all of us here at Dice Squad, this is Marshall Dice, and also known as Adam Campbell,
General Dice, Todd Evangelista.
and
Polka Dice, known as James McAwee.
we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adam Campbell, also known as Marshall Dice.
And General Dice, Todd Evangelista.
And Polka Dice, known as James McAwee.
And hey, by the way, Happy New Year to all of you out there. Just to let you know, coming up this month is the Groundhog Day Gaming Retreat.
I am excited about this
Oh.
gaming convention. Oh, yes.
Oh yes, and it is January 30th through February 1st, 2015 at the Clarion Inn in Hudson, Ohio, where we'll be there. Dice Squad, that's right. We'll be there doing a live podcast.
Well, we'll record it live.
Well, sure. And we'll be there to greet people, play board games, give autographs, pass out free stuff, you name it, we're going to be doing it.
Free stuff only available while supplies last.
That's true, that's true. But once again, Groundhog Day Gaming Retreat.
But wait, Pokedice, are you going to be there?
That's true. Are you going to be there?
I don't know yet. I may have to fight the Elite Four again. I'm not 100%.
But
Come on, look at this picture.
Look at this-
It is an awesome picture. It's one of the best pictures I've ever
Look,
seen.
the groundhog wants you to come to the...
that's true.
I may have to put in retirement.
Well,
Or-
we'll have to wait and see about Pokedice. But hey, we'll be there. Marshall Dice and General Dice.
Come say hi.
And come say hi. Once again, January 30th through February 1st, 2015 at the Clarion Inn in Hudson, Ohio. We want to see you there.
Be part of that podcast with us.
That's true. So from all of us here at Dice Squad, this is Marshall Dice, also known as Adam Campbell.
General Dice, Todd Evangelista.
And
Polka Dice, known as James McAwee.
we want to see you at that convention. Be there or be square.